How can a country smaller than many cities quietly control nearly 40% of the world's trade? Not China, not the United States, not even a superpower you see on the news every day. This is the story of a nation so small you could cross it in an hour, yet powerful enough to decide how goods, money, energy, and technology move across the planet. Every smartphone in your hand, every car on the road, every container on a ship, somehow this country touches it. While the world is busy watching wars, elections, and superpower rivalries, this tiny state is building invisible dominance. No loud threats, no massive armies, just pure strategic genius. It doesn't conquer land, it conquers routes. It doesn't fight wars, it controls flows. From shipping lanes to financial pipelines, from ports to digital trade corridors, this nation has positioned itself at the heart of global movement. If world trade were a bloodstream, this country would be the heart. And here's the shocking part. If it ever stopped working, the global economy would feel it within days. Today, we expose how this small country became one of the most powerful gatekeepers on Earth, and why the future of global trade may depend on it more than any superpower. Point 1. The world's most important crossroads. This small country didn't become powerful by accident. It became powerful by location. Placed at the exact meeting point of East and West, it sits beside one of the busiest sea lanes on Earth. Every day, thousands of ships carrying oil, food, electronics, and raw materials pass through this narrow corridor. Miss this route, and global trade slows. Control it, and you influence the world. While other nations chased size, this country mastered position. It invested billions into turning itself into a logistics brain of the planet. Its ports run 24/7 with near-perfect efficiency. Containers are unloaded, sorted, and reloaded in hours, not days. AI manages traffic. Cranes move like machines from a sci-fi movie. Ships from more than 600 ports connect here. This means something powerful. A factory in Germany, a mine in Australia, a warehouse in Africa, a store in America, all depend on this tiny nation's smooth operation. And it's not just ships, air cargo hubs, digital trade lanes, financial clearing centers. Everything is built to make this country unavoidable. It doesn't just participate in trade, it connects trade. Superpowers fight over borders. This country owns the bridges. That's why even rivals, China, the US, Europe, trust it. They all need it. Neutral, stable, hyper-efficient. In a world of chaos, it offers reliability. If geopolitics is a chessboard, this nation doesn't move pieces, it controls the board. That's how a country with no natural resources became one of the most indispensable economies on Earth. Point 2. Power without weapons. Most countries chase power through military strength. This one chose a smarter path: economic gravity. Instead of tanks, it built ports. Instead of missiles, it built trust. Instead of invasion, it built integration. Today, the world's biggest companies route their operations through this tiny nation. Tech giants, oil traders, shipping empires, banks, and manufacturers all plant their regional headquarters here. Why? Because this country offers what others can't combine in one place: political stability, zero corruption culture, world-class infrastructure, legal systems global powers trust, absolute efficiency. Money flows where it feels safe. Trade flows where it feels fast. This nation became both. When a company in Asia wants to reach Europe, it passes through here. When Western capital wants to enter Eastern markets, it stops here. When goods move between continents, they are cleared, financed, insured, or routed here. That's silent control. No speeches, no threats, no headlines. Yet entire supply chains bend around this one point. Even during global crises, pandemics, wars, trade wars, this country remains open, neutral, functional. While others close borders, it keeps the world moving. And that creates dependence. When the world depends on your systems, your ports, your laws, your networks, you don't need an army to matter. You become too important to ignore. This is modern power. Not force, not fear, function. The world doesn't follow this nation because it is strong. It follows because stopping it would hurt everyone. Point 3. The hidden digital empire. Most people think trade is only about ships and containers. But in the 21st century, data moves faster than cargo, and this small country controls that too. It didn't just build ports, it built digital highways. From fintech systems to trade documentation, from shipping software to AI-powered customs, this nation became the operating system of global commerce. Every invoice, insurance file, cargo manifest, and payment now moves through platforms designed or hosted here. While superpowers argue over 5G and chips, this small country quietly became the back end of world trade. Smart ports that predict congestion, blockchain systems that track goods from factory to shelf, digital IDs for containers, automated customs that clear shipments in minutes. Other nations still use paperwork. This one runs trade like code. And because it was first, everyone adapted to its standards. When companies integrate their systems with this country's platforms, they become locked in. Switching becomes expensive, risky, slow. That's how control works in the modern age, not by blocking, but by becoming essential infrastructure. The same way the world depends on certain operating systems or cloud providers, global trade now depends on this nation's digital backbone. It doesn't own your cargo, it owns the system that moves it. In a future where wars may be economic and cyber, this is power beyond borders. Empires once ruled oceans, this one rules networks. Point 4. Why superpowers can't touch it. Here's the most dangerous truth. Every major power needs this country to stay neutral. China needs it. America needs it. Europe needs it. Even rivals need it. Why? Because it doesn't belong to any bloc. It doesn't pick sides. It doesn't lecture. It simply works. In a divided world, it became the only meeting ground. When trade wars explode, companies reroute through here. When sanctions hit, financial flows pause here. When trust collapses, this nation becomes the safe bridge. That makes it untouchable. Attacking it would hurt everyone. Isolating it would break supply chains. Pressuring it would backfire economically. So superpowers compete everywhere, but here they cooperate. This country mastered a rare skill, being too useful to fight. It plays geopolitics like chess, moves quietly, thinks decades ahead. Instead of choosing between giants, it built a world where giants must pass through it. That's why its passport is powerful, its currency trusted, its agreements respected. Not because it's feared, but because it's needed. In the New World Order, dominance is not about territory, it's about relevance. And this small nation made itself irreplaceable. Point 5. The future belongs to gatekeepers. The world is entering an age of fragmentation. Supply chains are breaking, alliances are shifting, borders are hardening, trust is shrinking. In this new era, size will matter less than position. The countries that win won't be the biggest, they'll be the ones that control access. Access to markets, access to data, access to routes, access to systems. This small nation understood that early. While others built walls, it built gateways. While others chased dominance, it chased indispensability. While others competed, it became the platform everyone competes on. The future economy will be regional, digital, and fast. Trade will move in networks, not empires, and the winners will be those who manage the switches. That's what this country is becoming, a switch for global commerce, a router for the world economy, a control tower for movement. Even if new routes emerge, even if new powers rise, even if old systems collapse, whoever wants to connect will still need a neutral, trusted, hyper-efficient hub. That's the real secret. It's not about controlling 40% forever. It's about shaping how the next 40% will move. And in a world where everything flows, goods, money, energy, information, the ones who manage flow manage the future. So the next time you hear about power, don't just look at armies or borders. Look at ports, look at cables, look at systems, look at routes. Because real power in the 21st century is invisible. It lives in efficiency. It hides in neutrality. It grows in silence. This small country didn't conquer the world. It made the world depend on it, and that's far more powerful. Empires rise by force, but gatekeepers rise by trust. In a future shaped by trade wars, digital battles, and economic shocks, the nations that survive won't be the loudest. They'll be the ones everyone still needs. The question isn't who is the strongest. The real question is, who can the world not afford to lose? Because the country that controls flow controls fate.